I guess. Yeah, that's me. Oh, it's 9.
Okay.
Oh, the lights.
Hey everyone, thank you for coming out today. My name is Alex and I am the organizer of National Dinners. I'd like to thank our sponsors real quick, Stephen with Modus for providing coffee and chicken minis, always a favorite, and to Belmont for providing this space to meet. Today we have Emila Stevenson talking about immigrants and how they are filling the skill gap. So I'd like to let our sponsor Stephen speak for a few minutes and then we'll get started.
For us, we do work in IT and engineering, staffing and recruiting. We do everything from managed services to permanent and contract placement. So anybody that might have any potential need upcoming, whether you're looking or looking to hire, we're definitely the team in order to do. We've got 50 offices around North America, so we've got a pretty good reach. So we're just happy to be a part of the team and help out when we can. Because obviously data's getting more and more of a big thing for us, so it's good to kind of be knowledge in the industry. So we appreciate Alex reaching out.
Of course. All right.
I'm Emila Stevenson, and I'm originally from the Republic of Panama, but I have lived here in Middle Tennessee for many years, so this is home now. And the motivation for my project is that immigration right now is a very, very hot topic in the national conversation. Everybody is talking about immigration and the need to reform immigration. And there is a lot of talk about the contribution of immigrants or lack thereof of contributions to the USA economy and the labor force. So through my research, I wanted to dispel some of the myths and show with real data the story of immigration in the last 18 years here in the US. I consider several ways to get my data, but I settled on census data. I found that the American Community Survey organization, which is part of the census, does a survey every year. They survey about 3.5 million people, which is a sample of the population. And that data, it's standardized through an organization called IPOMS. It's part of the University of Minnesota. It's the organization is called the Integrated Public Use Microdata Series, and there is a lot of data that they receive and then they harmonize and they make it available to people for social research. So a little bit about the technologies that I use. I went to Nashville Software School. Recently, I completed my boot camp and I learned Python and Tableau. And so I tried to use in my capstone more than one or more of the tools that I learned there. And I use Python to explore the data and to dice the data to make it manageable. Because I had 3.5 million records, I needed to narrow it down. So I started thinking about who should I look at? And I decided I should look at all the people that respond, that they came to the country between the year 2000 and the year 2018. And they were possibly very active in the workforce by age 16 to 65. And I excluded the territories, US territories, from my data. Then I use Excel to do a lot of conversion because the census data has a lot of, comes in code, everything is codes. They have, all the countries have a code, all the occupations, all the degrees. So to be able to do my presentation, I had to convert all those fields to words that people could understand. And I use Excel for that. And then I chose Tableau for my visualizations. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the story, or a few facts about the story of immigrants in the last 18 years. It's loading. So in the last 18 years, during my presentation, you will see that immigration has changed. Patterns of immigration have changed. So immigration is a big topic. I could have gone many ways, and I consider many ways. I consider to look at, are immigrants using social services like they say? But I needed to narrow the scope. So I kept thinking about what way to go, what to focus on, and Mary, my teacher from Nashville Software School, she's here today. She sent me this article. She heard about my interest in immigration, and she sent me this article from a research done by the Society of Human Resources Management, which is the largest organization in the US. And in the research they did in 2018, they say that 7 million jobs were open in December 2018, but only 6.3 million unemployed people were looking for work. And as the country nears full employment, business face an even greater talent shortage that will have a stifling impact on the economy and the global innovation. So this gave me focus. They say that the top 3 missing technical skills are 3 skills, 31%: carpentry, plumbing, welding, machining, roofing. There is a shortage of workers. Then the other second big skill that it's missing in the labor force is data analytics and data science. And the third one, science, engineering, and medical. So this is something to remember as I go through my slides and show you the data of what I found. To start my story, I want to show you a map of where the immigrants have been coming from in the last 18 years and how it has changed through the years. For example, you can see here in the year 2018, 13.5% of the respondents said that they came from Mexico. But if we go back, to the years. In the year 2000, Mexico was the country that was sending more immigrants. But as the years gone by, the pattern has changed. China now is sending more immigrants than Mexico. So what the immigrants bring? Many speak a native language. Most of them speak Spanish, Hindi, Chinese, and many of them come from countries that already speak English. So you hear about a lot on television and in social media about how immigrants should speak English and how English should be the national language. And many talks about language, but the fact is that 38% of the immigrants in the country speak English very well. 22% says they speak English well. Some of them speak English already. Some are learning, 17% are learning. And only 7.7 say that they do not speak English. So we have to, in this global economy, we have to see or notice how valuable it is to have two languages, or some of them speak 3 and 4 languages. So that's one of the talents and skills that immigrants bring to the country. So I look at their education through the years, and by the year 2018, 23% of the immigrants had a bachelor's degree. 18% or 19% have a high school diploma, and many have higher education. 13% have master's degree, which each has changed through the years also. You will see that around the year 2000, the percentage of immigrants that were coming to the country with a bachelor's degree, it was less. So when you hear about, in the national conversation and our politicians talking about making changes to the immigration system and how should it go, it's perplexing to hear them and how what they say doesn't match the data, because they talk about changing the immigration system up to bring people with higher level of skill, but that ignores the fact that already a big percentage of immigrants bring higher education into the country or come to study here. So it completely ignores the fact. So that's something I want to show you. So by the year 2000, the percentage of bachelor's degree was lower, only 16%, and the people that came with a high school diploma were a higher percentage. So I wanted to look at the degree fields. Business was the highest percentage of the degrees that they brought into the country. Engineering was the second one, with 18.6%. Computer and information sciences, medical and health sciences next. So next I wanted to see, okay, where are these people contributing this education that they bring or that they obtain here in the country? So I found out that most of them, 2.7%, work as software developers. Just a minute. Other works in other, just a minute. Something is not right. So to break it down a little bit more, in the computer engineering, this is not my laptop, it's an excuse. I'm having a little bit of trouble here with the size of the. Okay, so in computer engineering, 27% were software developers, 6% physicians, scientists, other types of engineers, computer system analysts, other computer occupations, computer programmers, computer support specialists, and other scientists, civil engineering, mathematics, science occupations, electrical and electronic engineers. So these are the highest occupations. And then we can see also in construction, when we break down construction, %33% are construction laborers, and 18% are carpenters, painters, electricians, first line supervisors, roofers, plumbers, drywall, installers. And I would like to break down also the field of education. Many immigrants are educating our kids. They are working as teachers, 19%. Post-secondary teachers, they are working as elementary and middle school teachers, teachers' assistants, and other instructions. In which industry they are working? They are working in restaurants and the food service, and construction, in colleges and universities, computer systems, design and related fields, general and medical, surgery, hospitals, specialty. So they are working in all kinds of industries. Bigger. Would you make this bigger for me? Kind of.
Let's get out of the full screen. Down here at the bottom.
Try it again.
And then what we can do is hit command. This. There we go. Is that better?
Okay, yes.
All right.
So in here, I'm making the connection. The first graph I show, remember, where we say that these were the 3 missing technical skills in the country. In here is where I make the connection. I want people to take away that 22%, 22.7% of the immigrants that responded to the survey, they say that they work in the service of other Americans. That includes nursing assistants, doctor assistants, childcare workers, maids, cooks, janitors. Then 10% you can see that they fill the gap in the technology, engineering, math, and science. So what they are the STEM fields. Also, 9% they say they are in education. which means they are helping to educate the next generations of Americans. 6.9% work trade skilled workers. They help the construction industry to thrive. And they also fill in the gap when it comes to the shortage of physicians and nurses. As the US population ages, the pool of people to work to help the labor force thrive in this country gets narrower. Also, the baby boomers are aging, and we need more doctors, and we need more medical assistants. We need, our construction is booming as the country grows, as the economy grows and the construction industry grows. We need more skilled trade people working to help the construction industry thrive. And you hear so much talk, so much rhetoric that it is not based on data, on real numbers. So as you go about life, just share what you learned today. Actually, immigrants are contributing and filling important gaps in the labor force in this country. And actually, the immigration has changed in the last, since 2016, the number of net immigration coming into the country has gone down. And now also there is a fact that it's not Mexico who is sending most immigrants. Actually, the immigration from Mexico has gone down from the year 2000 to 2018. And I just hope you can use this information there in your life. Thank you.
Does anyone have any comments or questions?
What surprised you when you were looking through this data? Did you come across anything that said, wow, I really didn't think that would be the case, or that sort of caught me off guard? Maybe it's a certain industry you thought was more common than you thought it would be.
I wasn't that surprised because I'm an observant person. And I noticed that for example, my husband, he's an IT manager, and he hires a lot of people from India. and I see all the roofers and all the skilled workers in the construction industry building houses around Nashville. So it was more like connecting the dots, like, oh, okay, see. So, I mean, we observe many things, but it's good to have confirmation with data, with numbers.
You mentioned most recently that you're seeing a larger increase of immigration from China. Is there any backing behind that? Do you see that's kind of overlapped other countries in that regard?
Yes, and I actually had a slide on my laptop that I wasn't able to. The Census Bureau, there is an article that I can forward to you where their scientists came up with some of my same answers, which made me feel good that my data is good. They have the same numbers. They say that China has surpassed Mexico, and India is catching up there with China in sending immigrants.
So the topic that is about the immigrants feeling the skill gap, but sometimes you hear that the local will compete with the immigrants if that job demand is high, but at the same time, many people will try to get this education or they want to join that industry. So how that differs between the top three the top three skills needed in the States, which is the trading, computer science.
Well, what the Human Resources Organization says is that that's what the recruiters are saying. They are having problems filling these positions. They are not enough skilled workers. Now, places like Nashville Software School, Vanderbilt University now have a new boot camp, and they are trying to catch up and fill that gap. So it's not to say that people here in the U.S. is not capable of filling these jobs. Yes, they can get the training and get the jobs, but then there is the other catch. You get the training and then they say, well, we need somebody with 3, 5, 7 years of SQL experience. Or there is a programmer's joke about how you hear, like, read a job description and they say that they are looking for 5 years experience in a technology that's just 2 years old. It's insane. So I think employment companies should give a thought about developing employees that have the inclination already, at least the ones that are trying, the ones that are trying to go to school, learn, like me, like Peter, because that's the only way to fill the gap, is just giving people the opportunity, people that have the natural abilities, or people that are putting the work to fill this gap. But for now, they actually, in this article, they recommend to open yourself to hire more immigrants. So actually, they recommend that, yes, that we should bring more people from other countries to fill some of these technical gaps, especially in engineering and other science fields.
One point of view that, to me, diversity and technology, and specifically in data science, is so important, is of numerous instances where there are certain blind spots to people that don't come from marginalized communities. One, maybe a bit more public example is where Google was auto-tagging people, black people, as gorillas. That was awful, and that was an instance of the data scientists developing the algorithms that are auto-tagging pictures of people and did not take into consideration, hey, we need to be careful of the training data that's coming in and make sure we have enough data to ensure we're getting accurate predictions. Another instance is when it comes to word embeddings. I don't know if any of you kind of heard much about word embeddings, but it's an instance where we're essentially using machine learning to extract contextual information from text. But like all machine learning tasks, it's trained on data. So a common algorithm is called word2vec, and it was trained on billions of articles from Google. But with those came some implicit biases from just our culture, and a lot of those, like one example. So some cool aspects of that is you could do instances like Paris is to France as Tokyo is to Japan, which that's just really cool. Queen, man is to woman as king is to queen. So that's really cool. But some other kind of unfortunate things is doctor is to man as nurse is to woman. Like man is to computer scientist as homemaker is to woman. So that's a bit unfortunate side effect of an instance where people developed this amazing technology, but they didn't necessarily think about all of the negative side effects that could be. And that's just, to me, a byproduct of lacking diversity in those teams that aren't going to necessarily think about these things to kind of take into consideration. So that's another, just a personal point that, especially as in the field of artificial intelligence, it's really paramount to kind of encourage people from all backgrounds to come, because it is, whether people like it or not, artificial intelligence, machine learning are becoming very intertwined into all of our kind of daily lives. Siri, that context, a lot of what makes Siri work is that kind of technology that allows us to kind of program an application that can hear our text, interpret it, and provide feedback. So, yes, that's my 2 cents. Was anyone else having other questions? Oh, go ahead.
Did you look into any of this data by census region, and did you notice any difference by geography with the skill gap? Immigrants reflect the skill gap.
There we go.
We're back.
Most of the immigrants, these are all the places in the US where immigrants contribute their skills and talents and their education. They have the tendency to go to the bigger cities, the urban centers, but it has changed also through the years. For example, changing?
You can also see the tech centers there, like the Bay Area, Seattle.
So in California, in the year 2000, 23.75% were settling there. But when you look to the year 2018, this Tableau Public allows me to move to 2018.
Here, what I did was click on that works.
I just
Yeah.
scroll.
Okay, so scrolling, yeah, I can scroll too. So you see that not as many people are going to California, and they are more spread around the country. No. So there are immigrants everywhere: Montana, Idaho, South Dakota, Wyoming, everywhere in the U.S.
Any other
Did
questions?
that answer your question?
I think we're. Any other closing comments?
Just take this information and share it with everybody.
All right. I'd like to thank Emila for coming out and giving this awesome talk on immigration and how they're filling the skill gap. As always, thank you, Modus, for providing coffee and food, Belmont for providing us a space, and for all of you for coming out and kind of having this conversation with us. So, all right, we have 20 minutes, so feel free to hang around and network and talk. And thank you.
Thank you.